got cut back in January was a song that we all loved, and it actually has the rare distinction of having been cut from the show twice. The name of the song is Being a Geek, and we did it in LA, and it was the big hit in LA. Everyone said, oh, that Being a Geek song, that's gonna take this thing out of the park. So great, Being a Geek. So we did it, and then the problem was, when we started working on this production, our producer said, a Broadway show needs to be in 2 acts. That's what a Broadway show is. So we thought, all right, well, we know exactly where the act break is, and it was going to be right after Being a Geek. The problem is that Being a Geek was something of a downer, and so that what would happen is we'd end the act like this, which didn't inspire people to go buy a lot of beverages and merchandise. So we just sort of said, oh, well, I guess that's not going to work out as an end to the show. So we replaced Being a Geek with a different song called Here I Come, and that was what was the end of the act. We did Here I Come in Connecticut. We never quite figured out how to stage it. We all loved the song. Great song, yeah, fabulous. We did it in Connecticut. It was never quite working out. We would just try every night. What else do we have to do? And it was, in Connecticut, it was like a James Brown Fantasia where a guy came on with a cape and draped it over Evan, and then he threw off the cape, and the backup singers, there was actually brass, the kids were playing brass instruments for one performance. And there was, it was zany, it was crazy, it was terrible. So that didn't work. So we cut that. And then we thought, what else are we going to do? And the choreographer said, well, why don't we do like a DDR thing, which was Dance Dance Revolution. I don't know if you've ever seen It's the Machine, where you follow the steps, and the kids are insane, and it was great. Whole great idea. Tried that with Here I Come. Sucked. Horrible. Didn't work at all. And we all watched it every night, and we were like, those kids are killing themselves, and this was the audience response. And then they didn't go buy merchandise or drinks. So we thought, well, okay, this is not working out well. Finally, someone had the brilliant idea, well, why don't we take out Here I Come and put back Being a Geek? We had not solved the problem of being a geek, but we thought we love being a geek. As long as the end of Act 1 doesn't work anyway, let's at least have it not end badly with the song we like. What? So we tried it for one night. It was a catastrophe. It was the end of the world. Literally, we reached the intermission, and I was sitting right where Liz is sitting right now, like this. Because people had just paid, I don't know how many, probably like 4 people, had just paid to sit in the audience and watch this number tank, like horrible, it was awful, and I thought my career's over. Now it's going to be on All That Chat. Oh my God, we saw the worst thing in the entire world tonight. It was the end of the first act of 13. So that night, we actually not only cut Being a Geek, we cut the intermission. We cut the whole act break and another song that was at the top of Act 2 that also was having trouble landing right. So tonight I'm going to share with you, because I always love bringing it to the Broadway stage, and now divorced from the need for it to have you go buy merchandise afterwards, I think it works lovely. So this is Being a Geek. I have to set it up just a little bit. Okay. Here's what I have to tell you about Being a Geek. In Los Angeles, oh look, you've moved. I've left on my own. In Los Angeles, there we go, okay, it's in G. Evan, after the Bloodmaster, there's a whole disaster at the Bloodmaster. And Evan is sure that no one's going to come to his party anymore. And so he goes to his bar mitzvah lesson with the rabbi that his mother found online. And the rabbi in LA was actually played by the same actor who plays Archie, so that would have been Aaron coming out with a tallis and a yarmulke coming out, and the rabbi says, gee, Evan, you look distracted, you look upset, you look unfocused, what could possibly be wrong? And Evan said, oh, my life is a complete disaster. And the rabbi said, let me ask you a question. What would really be so bad if you weren't popular? And Evan said, oh, you've got to be kidding. And the rabbi said, no, look, taking the long view here, you're going to be old one day, and your life is going to be fine. You're going to have a family, you're going to have children, you're going to have a career, everything's going to be great, and you're not going to remember this 3 miserable years, whatever it was. So fine, so you're not popular, what's the big deal? And because it's a musical, Evan responded thusly. Being a geek is the loneliest thing in the world. I gotta tell you, Rabbi, when you're a geek, it's the loneliest thing in the world. You're always wondering what everybody's laughing about, and wearing horrible clothes that your mom picked out. Nothing is worse it's a crime, it's a curse, it's the loneliest thing in the world. You wouldn't understand, Rabbi. And the rabbi said, I don't know about that. I'm a rabbi in Indiana. Being a geek is the saddest event ever known. I know what I'm talking about. Nothing says geek more than eating your lunch all alone. The girls will roll their eyes and walk away when you get close. You've got a fatal disease no one can diagnose. It's contagious, it's viral, it's a downward spiral. The loneliest thing in the world. But when you're cool, you've always got a crowd. You can break the rules and you're allowed. You can sway the gang in any direction. You've got a high-speed connection when you're cool. You're the epitome of charm and grace. If you want to get to second base, when you're cool, you know you've got a shot. But oh, if you're not, it's a waste, it's a drag, it's suck in a bag. It's the loneliest thing in the world. If you like the wrong movies, if you like the wrong bands, if you take the wrong classes, don't speak, you're a geek. If it's Saturday night and you don't have any plans, cause you spent the past week learning Greek, you're a geek. If you're very well acquainted with the locker room toilet, cause your head's been stuffed inside it, just shriek, I'm a geek. If you start to get excited, cause there's gonna be a party, but you never get invited, don't squeak, don't freak, you're not unique. It's just the life of the geek. But when you're cool, you can rally when the blues attack. Every problem just rolls off your back. You can handle every slip and slide without breaking your stride. When you're cool, you don't care that people disappear. You don't care that your dad's not here. You don't care that your life's been uprooted and bent without your consent. The geek's afraid it's never gonna be okay. But the cool kid knows it doesn't matter anyway. It's the difference between being fine at 13 and the loneliest thing. Said the